Just in the layman's language, the court case, the ruling that just came out, shows very well that Rigathi Gachagua should be in office as the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya. Now, this one, people are really interpreting it in so many ways. But the most basic one that will happen here, if the law is followed up to this point, is that Gachagua should get back to government, be a Deputy President of William Ruto and the people of Kenya. Then William Ruto to start having discussions with Rigathi Gachagua. And then they create a perception of forgiveness. Then they lay down some good promises. And eventually support each other, in that William Ruto to get support from Rigathi Gachagua. That should be the first narrative that you should start the moment the court case is thought of. But now, I see this thing from a different angle. William Ruto has a two-plan agenda to deal with Rigathi Gachagua. And Rigathi Gachagua must be very careful. What is this plan? If Rigathi Gachagua will not come, once the court has cleared Rigathi Gachagua has the option to resign as the Deputy President, avoid and reject the offer to get back to government, or Ruto decides even to not allow it at all. But if William Ruto does not allow Rigathi Gachagua in government and Rigathi Gachagua resigns, there's something William Ruto will do. One, William Ruto will ensure Rigathi Gachagua is at the ballot, create the perception, ensure the IBC that has now pocketed allows Rigathi Gachagua to vie. After that, he will start diminishing his popularity, in that he can start branding him the way branded him selfish, branded him tribal, talk about the shares, ignite actually other communities to start fighting the Mount Kenya people, telling them so many things, like they can say things like 41 against 1, so many bad things the way it has been happening in a few days ago, few weeks ago, where William Ruto goes to a rally in Western, then a member of parliament just stands and says the people of Mount Kenya think that the seat only belongs to them. It also belongs to the other parts of the country. So that is one of the ways William Ruto might be planning. After diminishing Rigathi Gachagua's popularity, Gachagua might not see it, but because of his ability to campaign, he will go to the ballot. And as a result, we are going to have probably votes stolen, or maybe something happens to get the Gachagua to be number 2, not number 1. And how will this happen? The number 2 will come if Kalonzo feels bad that Rigathi Gachagua has gone for number 1, and then they dump him. Also, Matiang'i feels as well that probably I cannot work with Gachagua because he has refused to listen to us, and then he goes. Then, eventually the group disintegrates because Matiang'i, Kalonzo, and Gachagua are the people holding that group. After disintegrating, the next place to land is at President William Ruto's doorstep. William Ruto will take them. In the name of that, they have been rejected and disappointed by Gachagua. The numbers of William Ruto will go up if Kenyans follow these other 2 leaders, Kalonzo and Matiang'i. That's how Rigathi Gachagua will become number 2. Now, there's a way Rigathi Gachagua can counter this. As I said before, he can decline going for presidency and decline becoming a DP again under William Ruto. If he does that, he shall have proven to be loyal to the people and the opposition. And he will have the opportunity to build his party. He will have the opportunity actually to do his politics, to prepare for 2027 well. But if he gets into government that the courts have said, his efforts of running across the country to do 1 or 2 will be curtailed. William Ruto will involve him a lot. He will ensure that he does not do this and that. He will shift blames on him. So as a result, Rigathi Gachagua will be totally distracted from the right thing. Secondly, he needs to listen to Uhuru Kenyatta. After listening to Uhuru Kenyatta's advice, they will be able to work together. In case Gachagua becomes the president, through Uhuru Kenyatta, they are able to manage the rest of the country, not to get so much opposition like William Ruto is getting. Because we know that William Ruto outside government is dangerous as well. And William Ruto has gotten to every sector that he can decide to sabotage the entire country's operation. Be it maize, be it petroleum. William Ruto can decide that there's something that cannot be supplied this day and it will stop. He can decide the cost of unga to rise and it will rise because he's now controlling almost all millers in the country. So therefore, William Ruto being among the huge suppliers of raw materials like maize and stuff, he can be able to sabotage Rigathi Gachagua in power. And that is how Uhuru Kenyatta and the other strong people in this country can come to the rescue of Gachagua. That's number one. Secondly, working with Uhuru Kenyatta will render Gachagua to be strong and have the mountain around him. And as a result, even if he goes for presidency, he can be able to conquer it. He can be able to conquer it. Also, he needs to maintain the coalition plan. Why? The people of Mount Kenya are there. They don't want William Ruto. So if Gachagua decides to shift, it is not very certain that he will shift to the people of Mount Kenya. So as a result, Rigathi Gachagua will end up losing. But if he sticks to the people of Mount Kenya, he will be able to gain politically because he will be having a force. Already he's taking over from Raila Amolo Odinga. So it means clearly that if Rigathi Gachagua maintains the opposition, it will be very strong. And he maintains it with the plan that they had. Lastly, Rigathi Gachagua must always remember one simple thing. Keep listening to the ground. Keep listening to the ground in the sense that he knows what step to make at what point so that it does not completely lose the Mount Kenya at any level. He needs to have the entire Mount Kenya at least 85% around him so that he can be able to challenge President William Ruto in 2027, whether by supporting someone or going for the seat. Remember, if he makes a slight mistake, there is where another candidate is going to be brought in by none other than William Ruto. So therefore, Gachagua must ensure that he's at the top of his game. So therefore, Rigathi Gachagua must be smart enough to deal with William Ruto's two-plan agenda, to either get him back to government because there's nothing we lose by kicking out Kindiki, or to either ensure that he's going for presidency. Those two things can be used against Rigathi Gachagua, and as a result, he might fail. I don't know what's your take as far as this is concerned, but please on the comment section, share with me on what you think about the court case. See you next time for more videos. My name is Abel Mukwa. Thank you so much for creating time to watch my videos, subscribing, and most likely commenting. See you next time.